welcome to the third episode of Beneath the Silence. My name is Cecia.
My name is Jillian.
My name is Leah.
My name's Vanessa.
And my name is Allison.
And today we'll be covering paranormal activity.
So first, we're going to talk about the true story of the Annabelle doll. The doll connects to the movie The Conjuring, but it is a real case investigated by paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. Original Annabelle was a Raggedy Ann doll gifted to a 28-year-old nurse, Donna. Donna and her roommate reportedly experienced strange activity. Examples are the doll moving, leaving notes, and attacking them and their friend. The Warrens claimed the doll was demonically possessed, and as a result of that conclusion, they placed the doll in a glass cage at their museum. An investigation was made by a psychic medium that told Donna her doll was occupied by a spirit of a deceased girl named Annabelle. This inspired the Annabelle movie series. They added onto the true events by fictionalizing some aspects and adding a demonic entity, Malthus, as the spirit controlling the doll and its actions. The Warrens' point of view was that the doll was possessed by an evil entity that searched to possess a human host.
Okay, so that's the second part of The Conjuring or whatever. So I'll be talking about the family that were investigating those two cases. The parent family moved into, or the real story, if that makes sense. The parent family moved into an old farmhouse and began experiencing strange and frightening events, such as mysterious noises, moving objects, and ghostly apparitions. They believed the house was haunted by a witch named Bathseba.
Oh, Bathseba, or algo así.
You've heard of it?
No, I just know, because there's a spirit called, in the Bible, we'll move on to that.
Who had lived there in the 1800s and was rumored to curse the land. The Warrens investigated and believed the hauntings were real, claiming Bathseba spirit was targeting the mother, Carolyn Perron. This movie dramatizes these events heavily, especially the possession and exorcism scenes, which didn't happen exactly as shown. In reality, the Perron family lived with the haunting for about 10 years before moving out, and some of them still believe it was a real paranormal experience, though skeptics argue that there were more natural explanations. What were you going to say?
Oh, about Annabelle. I remember when I was younger, I heard people say that you can't say her name 3 times. If not, she's going to come and kill you or something.
Bro, you scared me because I said her name because I was like, bro, am I going to die?
No,
Bro.
I remember that.
Wait, can you recall the name again?
Bathseba, algo así.
It's not Beersheba. Hey, how do you
It's B-A...
Oh, never mind. So I'm talking about something else.
Bath? Like a bath?
Bad.
I just hit my head. It's okay. It's bath? But yeah, I remember, in the movie, there's, the demonic thing that they're talking about is, a witch, and it's, there was, and I remember in the movie, there's, a suicide, and it's,
Oh, yeah, in the tree,
mm-hmm,
outside.
yeah, that's, I think that was, the mom who, or somebody who hung themselves because of something that happened. Yeah. I remember. And, I don't know. It was, the movie was really, really good. And I don't know. It wasn't really that scary to me.
No, it wasn't really scary. It was just, really interesting. Just to see, the things that happened was,
and,
whoa.
I don't know. All the Conjuring movies are, how they how the actors end up, in real life, they still experience paranormal activity because I remember I was researching my freshman year that there was a bunch of actors on that who were on The Exorcist or the Conjuring that would go to sleep and wake up with scratches on their backs or bleeding, just scratches on their backs, you know how just imagine a werewolf scratching, you know what I mean? Okay. Yeah, and I don't know, because sometimes that happens to me.
Oh, okay.
What? No, not no, maybe just because I'm scratching myself, but Anyways, but yeah.
So do any of y'all like have any of y'all experienced like any paranormal activities like around?
I've experienced like, what's it called?
Sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis,
Oh.
bro. I've
Yes.
experienced it, like, but it wasn't where like you see someone in the corner. Oh my god, they're gonna choke me. Da, da. It's just been like I can't wake up. I just like I'm like in my room, and I know I'm awake, but I'm awake, but I'm asleep, but I'm like aware. If that makes, I don't know how to explain it. It's such a weird feeling. It's like I can't wake up, but like as much as I try and I try to move, I can't move, and it's just like, what the hell, Dios? You love me?
Right. No, because I've also had that too. It only happened once. That was very little, and like I was in my room, like I just moved into my house, and like I was just sleeping, and I wake up, and my room is empty because I just moved in. So like I wake up, like I wasn't awake, and there was like a bunch of skeletons all around me, surrounding me, and they were like trying to like bring me like down with them, but like I wouldn't let myself, and so I ended up waking up. So like, you know what I mean? I don't know what that was, but
Oh,
Yikes.
yeah.
Girl, that would scare me.
well,
Like, were you like elementary? Like,
Yeah, elementary.
oh yeah, girl, I'd be shitting my pants.
well, normally like those stuff I like have meaning to it, like, well, because I don't want to mention any religion to this because I don't want like our viewers, who's viewing this to be like, oh, like why are you putting religion into this or none of that. But like coming from as a Christian right? Normally if you see skeletons or like especially if they're pulling you down, in hell like we'll be basically skeletons. We won't have no skin or anything because hell you'll feel like the heat and everything, and they'll burn your skin off, and basically there'll be living skeletons that you'll be conscious in there. And so when it comes to stuff like this, is low-key like, well,
It scares you?
no, it don't scare me, but like it's dangerous when you're in that situation because that means that there's something behind you that's basically around in your area, like in the area.
Hell no, don't scare me.
No, this is not to scare y'all. It's just what the spiritual world is, and it's something that a lot of people don't talk about. What moves in the airs, because even in the Bible it says it too. Because hold on, I'm gonna pull up a text for my viewers, right, who can hear this out. So y'all know that I'm not pulling this out from my
While
my
she's
mind.
looking, give us another story.
Yeah, while she's looking.
Okay, another story was well, I was like a newborn baby, I guess. So it was like around like 2008, maybe 2009, and about that time we lived in an apartment. So it was me, my mom, my older brother, and I think my dad too. And I think at that time we lived with my uncle. I'm not sure, but like what's it called? They lived in a haunted apartment, and like what's it called? One of the events was like my uncle was working in a room and he had his door locked and everything. My dad was at work, and like me and my older brother were like just like minding our own business, and my mom, I'm not sure if my mom was in the house or not. And then supposedly my uncle said that somebody tried to like jingle like the doorbell, like trying to get in
The door.
and like he paid no mind to it, and like he continued working whatever because he thought like, oh, it wasn't something necessary if they didn't like actually walk in and like force their entry. And he asked my mom later, he asked my dad, and they both said that they didn't do anything, they didn't bother him, they didn't try to go in at any time. And like they found that weird. And also during that time my dad would sometimes like wake up in the morning and he'd have like bruises, he had like scratches on his body and stuff. And what's it called, when they finally moved out, they lasted like over 6 months in that apartment, I'm pretty sure, because one of their neighbors, they were like, I guess they were like close friends or something, and they were talking about how like, oh, nobody else has lasted as much as my parents lasted in that apartment. Everybody else moves out at like 6 months because of all the activity that happens, and they don't like it. And like my parents lasted a good minute there, but I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, it was some guy who committed in that apartment.
Really?
So yeah, so that's probably what it was. Yeah.
But you know what that reminded me of is like I remember it was this one time in 6th grade. I remember like I've always had like trouble sleeping at night because like I love staying up. I don't know, it's just
Right.
it was just like a huge habit of mine of just staying up. And so I remember it was one night it was like raining and like I was living at the same house, but you know, and I remember like my curtains were like kind of like like there's like a crack you could see like a little bit on the outside, right? And like the outside lights were on but like you couldn't really see outside, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like you're laying down, you're not looking outside. And tell me why I closed my eyes for 1 second and I opened them and I just see someone staring right at me, bro. And I was like, what the hell, bro? When I tell you my heart dropped because I actually like I was asleep. I was like, oh hell no. Like, and then like after I saw that they like I had like seen that someone was like outside, I acted like I was asleep. Obviously, like, girl, you're not gonna get me. And then I just heard them like walking back there, and I was just like, and I asked my dad. I was like, hey, like I'm not sure if we had cameras yet, but like I think I either asked them to check the cameras, and they were like, no. I asked my dad. I was like, hey, I think there's something outside, and he was like, or I asked him, did you go outside? And he was like, no, I was in my bed. I was asleep. Your mom's asleep too. Then who the hell was in the back? The fuck? And it just scares me. Like, oh my God, like, just imagine like something walking or like, cause like my garden, like my yard is like closed off. Like, there's no way no one's gonna like, and like my dogs were asleep, and plus you could see the shadow, and it's just like, yeah, this house has to go. Like, I'm just gonna bomb this house, bro. And then there's like been times where like I've been home alone, and then like I'll just hear something call my name. Have you ever heard of that? Like, we're like, Cecia, ven aquí. And then they're like, and then I'll just be like, wait, I'm home alone.
Wouldn't that be like, what's it called, like skinwalkers?
Yes, skinwalkers. Oh my God, no, I don't want to go home now. But yeah, like, I remember there's been several times where I've gone to my mom's room and I was like, ¿Me llamaste? Yo no te he llamado. And I was just like, you're freaking lying right now.
Dude, yes, that's happening, but like not that much.
I'm either schizophrenic, crazy, or
something's going on.
But yeah, what's the thing that you wanted to show us?
All right, so I will be reading. Hold on, sorry, y'all. It's because I only read like Spanish Bible, so this is gonna be coming from an English one. So if my reading is bad, y'all know why. Okay.
You can read it in Spanish and I can translate it.
Wait. Hold on. OMG, I just lost the thing. I know this by mind and in Spanish, but I want my viewers.
Yeah.
Wait, no, but I got
I
it,
can
y'all.
translate it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we got Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. So basically this is the armor of God, but I want y'all to focus on just 10, 11 through 12. So it says, finally be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might, but put on his whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over the present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in heavenly places. So what that basically means, we don't... Okay, so, you know, there's times where we fight with our parents and then we tend to get mad and this and that, but sometimes it's not our parents, you know. I don't want to say, oh, it's the devil just, like, straightly talking to you. I'm not saying that. It's just, like, something that makes them want to make you mad, you know, because us as Christians, you know, we can't get mad, like, over little stuff and stuff like that. So the enemy's going to want us to get mad at any situation. So that's an example. So when there's spiritual stuff going around the air, is like it's a battle that we have. So as a Christian, it's like we can't see them around, but obviously we can also feel it, or we can, as y'all were mentioning, y'all were having experiences. Like for example, you hearing your name, like oh Cecia, like come here or stuff like that. This is not to scare y'all, but it's,
I don't want to go home anymore.
But it's not to scare y'all. It's just it's something that we gotta learn, because no one talks about literally no one talks about this anymore, and so those are like it's like just spirits around, and there's some reasons that could possibly cause that, there's like tons of reasons. But it's
Qué
like,
bueno que hubiera la iglesia hoy.
but it's like this is like it goes deep into like a lot of stuff. So it's like I can't really explain much right now, or even explain in general, because I can maybe in Spanish I could better, but right now like I don't know, my English.
Pues.
My English is not good. Y'all want?
Wait.
Y'all want
You know,
me to
because I would
speak
like, I look,
Spanish?
you want to know, like.
¿Quieres saber?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, my viewers, sorry if you don't understand, but this is honestly very important. Okay. Entonces, sorry. Oh, I can't move this mic. Okay. En el mundo espiritual va a haber espíritus alrededor de nosotros. Va a haber muchas razones que por lo cual va a haber espíritus, pero siempre va a haber espíritus. Como en Efesios 6, lo voy a leer en español para que ustedes me entiendan. Espérame. Entonces, Efesios 6:10 dice, hijos, obedeced al Señor en vuestros padres, porque estos, wrong one. Wrong one. We gotta do that too, y'all. It's okay. I mean 10. I was reading 6. Okay. Por lo demás, hermanos míos, fortaleceos en el Señor y poder su fuerza, vestidos de toda la armadura de Dios, para que podáis estar firmes contra las acechanzas del diablo. Porque no tenemos lucha contra sangre y carne, sino contra principados, contra potestades, contra gobernadores de las tinieblas de estos siglos, contra huestes espirituales de maldad en las regiones celestes. So, o sea, en lo espiritual va a haber gobernadores que gobiernan, este mundo, porque en este mundo, o sea, no lo está ahorita gobernando Dios. O sea, es el enemigo que está alrededor. O sea, que...
O sea.
Sorry. It's because, like, right now, like, I don't know, I'm shaking. Like, I'm shaking. It's because, like, it's stuff that, like, I don't know how to explain. It's, like, because it has, like, it goes deep, you know, it goes deep, right? Mm-hmm. And especially that it's talking about, you know, spirits and all that. But like, y'all, this is like a deep thing. Okay. Yeah. Y'all, my hands are shaking.
It's okay.
But
have you had any personal experiences, Vanessa?
Not even close.
No, really?
No.
Really? ¿Y tú?
You're blessed.
Wait, sorry,
I'm
Jillian.
blessed.
What about you, Jillian?
Not really. I don't think I have any experiences.
Like, I just make stuff in my head. Like, I watch a lot of Sam and
This
Colby. I'm
girl.
like, oh my god, someone's talking to me through the vent.
Oh
Like,
my
you know,
god.
someone's knocking my window. No.
I have another one, but it's not like major, like, you know what I mean? But like, okay, there's one time it was me and my mom. We were in our house at this point, and it was like Christmas Eve, I think, so like December 24th. And like we were making tamales, and like my dad and my 3 siblings, they went out, they were buying fireworks, so they were not in the house, and the house was empty. And the house was just clean too. Like my mom deep cleaned the whole house, so it was clean, nothing on the floors, but like shoes sitting like just where they're supposed to be, right? And me and her are minding our business, we're talking, we're making tamales, and all of a sudden we hear like, you know, like it got quiet, and like you hear like a bag crinkle and fall. Like it was a very soft noise, but you could still hear it. And my mom was like, "Did you hear that?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I didn't take it serious. Okay, I don't know why. And she did. She was kind of scared. She looked kind of scared. And I was like, "Do you want me to go check it out?" I'll go check it out. And she was like, I don't know. And I still went. I walked around the whole house. I walked into the garage, and everywhere there was nothing on the floor that could have sounded like a bag or anything. And I'm like, what could that be? And also, that's not like the first time this happened, because what's it called? A different time. It was like later on. This was at like midnight probably. Supuestamente de que like it was like a glass cup. You know how it obviously shatters and you can hear the noise. So that's what my parents heard. None of my siblings and I heard it, but only my parents. And it was in the kitchen. And my parents said that they woke up. They went to go check it out. Nothing on the floor that could have been broken or anything. So it's like,
So
where's all that coming from?
It was like the sound of a glass breaking, but nothing was broken.
Yeah, nothing was broken at all.
Damn, that's crazy. And Vanessa just scared it with her freaking water bottle, bro.
But yeah.
Did you ever find out what like that bag noise was, or
No.
really?
Yeah, there was nothing.
Bro, they're trying to. Bro, the ghosts are trying to mess with you. Bro. They're out to get you.
I don't know, y'all. But like,
Okay.
But like also, I know I told y'all too, like the kid, like my mom saw like the Llorona. I don't know if y'all believe in her or
Yes.
anything.
I don't know. I know what happened, but I've never like heard any like one. Oh, actually, I have heard like. Never mind. Just keep talking.
Okay. Okay, but like this was in Guatemala though, and this was when my mom was very young. So like during these times, well, still now, but like my grandma, like she drinks, so she was drunk, and I guess she was walking through like a cemetery, and my mom was following her to like make sure she gets home safe, right? And supposedly de que La Llorona showed up, she was there in the cemetery, and you could hear her and stuff, pero no se te va a acercar si es que andas tomado, o sea, es que andas con alguien que anda tomado, porque el olor de la cerveza no se acerca a ella por el olor de la cerveza, pues, o sea. So, nothing happened to my mom, nothing happened to my grandma, because my grandma was the one that was drunk, so she didn't get anywhere near them because of the smell.
The Llorona, be drunk.
Yeah.
Was there any other experiences your mom went through?
Well, yeah, she at her grandma's house. Supposedly there was like things that would happen there. I think I told you one. I told you this one. It was her and her siblings. They're at her grandma's house, and they were very little, obviously, and they were like listening to the radio, right? And the radio would change itself. It would change channels by itself, and my mom's grandma would like get mad at them and be like, "Oh, why are y'all changing the channel? I was listening to that. Like, don't touch the radio." And they would tell her like, "Oh, it's not us. Like, we didn't touch it. We didn't do anything to it. It was just changing by itself." You know what I mean? So it's like either it was just like the radio itself or something was changing the radio. But you know, yeah.
I don't think my mom has went through any like personal experiences, or I don't think I've asked her honestly, because like I don't like to like I don't know, it's just it makes me paranoid. Like last night I was editing our last episode. Tell me why my cat was freaking me out so bad. And like tell me why it was like 1 a.m. and he kept trying to open the curtains, and like so like I don't like sleeping with my door open or my curtains open because I feel like I don't feel safe.
Right.
And he kept trying to open them, and then I was like, okay bro, like you gotta stop. And I put something like so like he can't like open them.
Right.
And then tell me why I wake up like again, and like he's at the edge of my bed and he's just staring at me. I'm just like, bro, like no, stop this, bro. And then I wake up again, and then he's at the side of me and he's staring at me again, bro. I'm just like, bro, leave me alone, bro. I'm trying to go to sleep until he finally like cuddled up next to me. Thank you. And then that made me go to sleep. I was like, thank you. Like, that's what I needed. Because I brought him in my room so he could comfort me because I was scared. Because I wasn't scared, but I was paranoid because of our last episode.
But yeah.
And so that's how we're going to be ending off our 3rd episode on Paranormal Activity.
y'all don't be scared, okay? Don't be scared.
No.
Don't let your cat scare you.
Bro, yes. Okay, so thank you for watching, and we'll be back next week with our 4th and final episode on urban legends. Bye.
Bye.